Now, we get asked a lot about shared ownership of boats on this channel, so I thought I'd give you an example of just how it works. Now, behind me here is essentially a Princess F70. So it's a 2019 boat. The F70 is the kind of facelifted version of the previous 68. Really nice, usable boat, plenty of space, and exactly what you want for cruising in this kind of part of the world in Palma, Mallorca. But the interesting thing about it is that this is a Yacht Quarters shared ownership boat. And I'll explain more about how that works when we get on board. I just thought I'd show you around the boat and explain how it works. So here we've got a really big hydraulic bathing platform with a Williams 395 tender, and that is all part of the package. The idea of these shared ownership schemes is to make sure that it's as simple and accessible and usable as possible. So it's a fully kitted out package, fully kitted out boat, all the gear, all the kit. It's got all the sort of water sports kits, skis, wakeboards, all of that. And crucially, it comes with 2 full-time crew. So let me explain a little bit about how the financials of this work. Now, I might need a little prompt from time to time, so I have scribbled a few of these details in the book. But essentially, it is, there are 8 shares in the boat, and you are all co-owners of the boat itself. So in this instance, the boat itself is probably around about £2.5 million worth of boat, and individually they sell shares for £330,000. So you are a 1/8 owner of this particular boat. And in addition to that, there is an annual running fee of around £56,000, and that covers the crew, it covers the berthing, all of that. The only things it doesn't cover is fuel and food and overnight berthing at outside, away from the home marina, effectively. So, okay, substantial amount of money, but put it this way, if you were buying a brand new boat, sort of Y72 is probably the nearest, that starts at about £3.9 million ex-tax. So obviously a more expensive boat, but equally that's before you even consider the running costs. So this boat, maybe £2.5 million, running costs of that's going to be around 10% a year, particularly if you have crew, so that's going to be about £200,000 a year. So when you look at the costs, 330,000 plus 56,000, and effectively you get 5 weeks use a year for that, which realistically is as much as most people get even if they own the boat outright. So what you get for that is 5 weeks on board. That has to be shared out over the course of the season with the other owners. So the way it works is you get 1 week in March or November, you get 2 weeks in April, May, June, September or October, you get 1 week in July or August, and you have 1 hotel week when the boat is effectively on its mooring and you can use it just as a villa, so, a bit of winter sun if you want to come over and play golf, whatever it is, in December to February. But you get a full captain and crew, you're fully catered, everything is taken care of, the marina, the looking after the boat, all the maintenance, so it has a full-time yacht manager who takes care of all that for you. So let's have a little look around the boat. We've got a lovely cockpit area out here, nicely protected by the flybridge overhang. Got a wide opening doors and an overhead hatch that lifts up, gives access into the saloon, so really nice flow between the two. Lovely aft galley area. Again, you've got a full-time chief stew who's going to do all the catering, full fridge, got all the kit on board, so absolutely everything is taken care of. Lovely dining area inside as well as outside. Beautiful saloon, lots of seating, big windows, high-low television on that side, really sociable arrangement, very nice having one sofa over there and then the main block of seating over there. All the kit, again, fully supplied, so all the glasses in here. Lots more storage. I mean, I know storage isn't good. You've got more fridge there, ice maker there. So everywhere you go, it's been fully catered for and all thought out. So a little seating area here. Got the helm station forward, access out to the side deck. And again, because this is effectively your boat, albeit a share of your boat, you get to know the crew, you very much sort of welcome on board. It feels like you effectively own the boat, which you do. So really, it's a great sort of gateway into boating. It gives you an opportunity to get a feel for a boat, get to understand it. I'm told that some owners use it as a means to get their own yacht master and then go on and buy their own yacht. But what a great way of getting a feel for it, putting your toe in the water, building a bit of experience, seeing if it's really your bag before you invest £2 or £3 million in a boat of this size. Now, one of the great selling points of this boat is the separate access to the owner's cabin. So this is your own private staircase down into the owner's suite. Lovely window there, almost at sea level. Got your own wine fridge, washer dryer. Lovely full beam mid cabin. Again, big windows on either side. It effectively looks and feels like a brand new boat. It may be best part of 3 or 4 years old, but to all intents and purposes, it feels like a brand new boat. You can leave some of your personal effects in the area so they can be brought on board by the crew if you want to. It really does feel like your own boat. Big shower, really very big. Full ensuite facilities, opening ports. I'll make it a relatively rapid tour because we have seen one of these boats before, but it's just interesting to see what this kind of shared ownership scheme can actually bring you. Then moving forward, separate staircase down to the main guest accommodation area. You've got a full VIP cabin forward, slightly curved bed ends, but still nice and wide. Own ensuite bathroom here. Lots of storage space, I won't bother showing you that. And then 2 further guest cabins. Twin on this side. And that has, I think, yeah, that's got those beds that will slide back and forwards. I don't think it's going to move across because there's something down there, it knows that at the moment. But that can be a twin or a double. Ensuite bathroom. There is access out to the corridor from there, so that can be used as a day heads. And then another cabin over here. This doesn't have its own bathroom, but again, it's a twin cabin. And again, those beds can be slid together. So you've got lots of options. You've got 2 twin cabins. They can either be set up as twins or doubles. Got the shared access to the bathroom there, forward VIP, and your own private owner's cabin further aft. And then if we go out and have a look at the deck spaces, got lovely walk around decks, good sized side decks, got rails down here and up here, so nice and safe to move along. There is a skipper's door in and out through there, and then a lovely sunbathing area up on the foredeck. See those 2 big sun pads with elevated headrests. Lovely chilling out space. You can sit up here, have your drinks in the evening, and walk back down this side. There we go. And of course, staircase up to the flybridge. This is where, we might just pause briefly. You can see there is an extra helm station there for the skipper. Bring it in alongside and then pop up to the flybridge zone. And like I said, this is where you're going to be spending an awful lot of your time out here. You've got a lovely sunbed overlooking the stern. It's got an advertising hoarding here at the moment, but obviously you'd have a lovely view through there. There is hardtop overhead, so really nice shade when you want it, but also a large opening section if you want to let the sun in. You've got a bar area, so again the chief stew can keep you fully fed and watered up here. We've got a proper grill. There's a drawer fridge, ice maker, sink, big dining area. I mean, what could be nicer than having lunch out here in the shade, but outside. Very cool little seating area here. Those cushions lift out, so that becomes a nice little curved bench if you want to, or you can have it more as a sort of shaded sunbathing area if you just want to kick back and read a book out of the sun. We've got a chilled locker in here. You can have drinks in there. They've got a cover in there at the moment, but more storage space there, and of course an outside helm. So again, you really feel like you can get a bit of an impression of what it's like to run and own your own boat whilst having a full captain and crew on hand to keep it completely stress-free. They can take care of all the navigation, all the catering, and really look after you. So you can have your family on board, you can have guests on board, and effectively it looks and feels very much like your own boat. Now we've got a couple of big MAN engines. I won't bother showing you this because again we've seen that all before on previous 68s, but I just think the idea of shared ownership yacht starts to make a lot of sense when you look into the finance of it. And now, of course, there is an option if you want to just charter a boat. You could quite happily charter a boat. But again, once you start doing the sums, it's not always quite such a clear-cut deal. If you're just going to do 1 week a year, then probably chartering a boat like this, probably 50,000 euros for a fully crewed boat of this kind of size. But on this boat, once you've paid that initial sum, that £330,000, then the boat is, you own an actual share of it, and the process runs for 4 years, and at the end of the 4 years the boat is sold, and any of the takings, well, all the takings from that are then divided among the 8 owners. So the bare minimum you're likely to get back is at least 50% of the value, and the chances are it's going to be more like 60 or 70%. So if you work it out on that basis, the fact that you've got 5 weeks use of it a year, the fact that it's obviously you're only really paying for the difference between what you buy it for in the first place and what you sell it for at the end. The reality is that each week on board is going to be costing you around about £24,000. So 50,000 euros or £24,000 per week. If you're just doing it for 1 week, then probably better off chartering. If you want to make more use of it and enjoy 5 weeks on board, then it makes much more sense to have a boat like this. And as well as obviously making more financial sense, it's also a much more personal experience. You know the crew, they're familiar with you, they know what you want. You get a full concierge service, so you can plan your holiday before, exactly where you want to go, what you want to eat and drink. It's a much more personal process. So that is the Yacht Quarters shared ownership Princess F70. It is run by Princess Motor Yacht Sales, so it's fully backed by a Princess dealer. They obviously choose the boat, they sort out the crew, they look after it, they maintain it, and they sell it for you at the end. So there you go, £330,000 a share. Be really interested to know what you make of that. Obviously, slightly different way of owning a boat, but I've got to say, I think if you're not sure about it, or you want to get a flavour for it, or build your experience before you invest in your own boat, to me, it makes a lot of sense. Let me know what you think about it in your comments below. I'd be fascinated to find out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.